Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Wakodash, that belong unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. But yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, I was focusing on this to put it there. So I have clipped a video together here. Well, yeah, I clipped it together. Of one video. I know that there are a few others, actually. Wait, let me see something. Yeah, yeah, sorry. I just clipped this video here from the one in the background here. I clipped a few of them. So I'm going to just put the clips up.
President Trump has warned of striking Iran if the regime kills protesters.
There seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. I would like to make a deal, you know, the easy way. But if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
If we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
I'm a fan of Denmark, but, you know, the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land.
The fact that they landed a boat there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. This is the funniest thing. But that shows you that the people in Denmark, those are the ones that actually went to Greenland and then, you know, raped, robbed, murdered the people over there and then took the land. Same thing as what they did to North America and Canada. Don't forget Canada, and don't forget South America. Don't forget Middle America. And if you are a leader over there that they do not support, they're going to take you out.
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? It's a stupid question. Just a terrible question. You are a terrible reporter. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. You got nothing about nothing. You're fake news.
This guy is funny. He's a funny, proud Edomite, but I tell you that. But yeah, so, wait. So yeah, let me go back to playing the footage of the that I played in the beginning, or wanted to play in the beginning. Okay, this is it.
We do not seek war. We do not seek nation building. We do not seek regime change. And we don't want to be the world's policeman.
The reason they don't want to be the world's policeman is because they can't afford it no more. Oh yeah, I have another article. Wait. Okay, so now I will replay this footage right here, and I'll put all the links in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And then listen what he says, but he's trying to make it come over as he doesn't want to do it anymore. And the scripture just came to mind, which is Isaiah chapter 33. Let me see. I think it is. First one. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled. Wait a minute, the bell. Sorry. Right, it says, woe unto thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled. Because they're robbers. But the other, the other EU nations are not robbing them. I was running. And dealest treacherously, and they deal not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, I was really going downstairs. I live 3 stories up, so I had to go down. Anyway, so it says right here, with the stairs, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. That's going to happen. Wait, let me play this then, therefore.
War, we do not seek nation building. We do not seek regime change. And we don't want to be the world's policeman.
We do not seek regime change. They're lying to you. But I'm going to focus on this part right now where it says, we don't want to be the world's policeman. That's what he said, right? Now, he says it as if though he wants to come over as if they are now good and they turned a new, what would they call it, leaf or something like that. But he's lying to you because there's a reason to, there's a reason behind that, why he says that. And this is the reason.
This is a system that is dying. This is a country that is going through the loss of its empire and now the decline of its whole system. On Thursday, December 4th, the government issued a security document.
Let me play it again. Maybe you missed it. It says here on 1032. It says it here too, but yeah.
This is a system that is dying.
America is dying. And this Amalekite guy is telling you that. That's why I watch this guy, because he knows a lot about finances and stuff like that. Because they say that about these Amalekites in America, that they are very good in money, working with money and stuff like that, finances, because it's their system. Anyway,
this is a country that is going through the loss of its empire.
And the empire is somebody that forces things upon people and, dominates and all that. I'll get to that later on in other clips of videos. But anyway, going on.
And now the decline of its whole system. On Thursday, December 4th, the government issued a security document. And in that security document, the United States government made plain what I'm telling you now, but in a different language.
In a different language so that you can understand. That's why when they send you, sorry for stopping all that, but like I said, I put the link in the description box, but I'm just giving you examples. When the government sends you a letter, you damn near need a lawyer just to read that letter, because they're using words to be like, why don't you just speak it normal? Because look, let's give you an example. Another one. If the government really wanted you to be a better citizen, wouldn't they teach you the law in their school system? Wouldn't they teach you also how to read their form of language in the school system, especially when you're young? Wouldn't they therefore then teach you the law, and so that you can be a law-abiding citizen and stuff like that? No, they're not going to do that. You need to get out of school, and then actually, when you're young, you're like a sponge. You soak everything up. But as soon as you get older, it's not that you get dumber, but it gets harder for you to learn certain things faster. Because a child can learn a lot of languages. It's just like that. They can teach you that in school. They know how the mind works. If I can think of it, they can think of it too. Teaching children different languages while they are in school, so that they would be better in trading, stuff like that, going to other countries and making business deals, business, whatever, and stuff like that. But they're not. The point of me saying all that is to show you that they don't want you to be a law-abiding, they want you to be a law-abiding citizen, but they want you to break it too, so that you don't understand what you just did. Then they can beat you upside the head and stuff like that, or fine you, take money from you, tax you more than they should. Because if you know the law, then, you'd be a problem. Because every time it'd be a conversation. They wanted to make it to where they are able to take candy from a baby. You're the baby. And they got guns and stuff like that. But anyway. He's going to tell you now in a different normal language. He's going to tell you exactly what they said on 4th December. With the security document and stuff like that. They issued it, right? He's going to tell you in plain words, right?
He talked about not being the world, telling you now, but in a different language. There they talked about not being the world's policeman anymore. Well, the United States has stopped being able to do that for some time.
They're not able to do that. That's why they said, we're going to stop doing it. As if it's like, we've seen the bad up in it. They can't do it no more. Why? He's going to tell you.
Now is, however, has to be admitted. That's a sign. Just like what's going on at the new school is a sign. We're going to be hunkering down, our president tells us, defending the Western Hemisphere.
That's why they want to take Greenland, but that's not the only reason. But yeah, I'll get to that later, Lord willing.
Turning in on what is to become Fortress America. This is
Fortress America. They're going to shut everything in. That's why the people that are being kicked out of the land right now, they're actually very lucky. This is an opportunity for you to get out. Because once that time comes, you ain't going to be able to get out, no get in. That movie, I Am Legend, shows you that. Well, among many other movies. but they blew up the bridge of Manhattan. You had also that other movie called A Quiet Place, where they also blew up the bridges or something like that, and then you couldn't. I don't think they blew it up actually, but the point is they needed a boat. Quiet Place. Let me see. They needed a boat. Getting a boat and escaping the death angel. Okay, death angel. What? They call these things the death angels? I did not know that. Yeah, but that's actually going to happen. It's another dog move his tongue against the sons of Jacob. All you dogs moving your tongue, y'all gonna get smoked. Anyway, here. The point is that the people, they needed a boat to get off this land. So this was, in this movie, there was a big land. And they needed a boat. You can't get out of there, you know. So everybody abandoned their cars because you're gonna be driving in circles anyway. And I don't know if this is the boat. I think I think this is the bridge that they blew up in the movie. I think it is, if I'm correct. And then wanted to jump up in the water, but they needed a boat. But anyway, you can watch this movie for yourself if you have the time. But yeah. Same thing with I Am Legend. They blew up the bridge. Let me see. Failing scene. Okay, that's the scene where it failed. It didn't fail. They blew it up. Because if you watch further in the movie, they said they blew up the bridge to keep the thing quarantined, or I think this is the Brooklyn Bridge. I think so. And I think that one is another one. I don't know. Okay, I don't know which one of them is the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know. But yeah, so they blew up the bridges because they don't want you out and they don't want nobody in. They contained you right here like a fortress, and it's surrounded by water. I think this is Manhattan or something like that. Oh, is it the island? Let me see. I think this is it. Is this it? And then here are the bridges. Kind of funny that they don't build a bridge over here and another one over here, but anyway, hey, they do what they do, right? Is this it? I don't think this is it, right? This is maybe the old land of America, and then this is the new one. Damn, it looks horrible, man. It looks like junk to me. It looks like this to me. When you zoom out, look, this one. You see? Looks like that. To me, it looks like junk. These cities and stuff like that look like shit, man. Look like junk. Look like trash. Anyway, so going back over here.
It's not a new idea, but it's now much more serious because it's now driven not by a dream, a hope of the future.
Because there is no future for America.
By a turning in, because you can't do what you said you were going to do a short 20 or 30 years ago, which was to be the world's policeman.
Yeah, because I remember that in the time of Bush, he said that we started the war on terror. We're going to do this in this country and tell you what to do, and then set up leaders there and tell you all what to do and stuff like that. But you can't be the world's policeman no more because the empire is running thin. Yeah, it has to do a little bit with money to a certain degree, but if you watch the other video of his, he's telling you what is actually going down with the money system. Wait, let me see here.
We've been told time and time.
Damn, I wasn't even supposed to go up in this. Trump 2.0. Here, he explains.
I want to thank all of you.
Very good to you. It's an hour, and it's not a TikTok moment. you know, a few seconds and stuff like that. This is an hour, and I find it very interesting because it's talking about the downfall of America, and it's very beautifully explained. I didn't know what capitalism was. Capitalism was because I'm not interested in that thing. But when you are in these scriptures and stuff like that, and prophecy and stuff like that, then you, by accident, you will learn things. I was like, oh, that's capital. I didn't know that because I wasn't interested in it. And until now, I still don't really 100% snappy know about it. But listen to him, and then you're going to understand it. Okay, let me go back to where I was actually, okay? So now going back to the footage here.
We do not seek war. We do not seek nation building.
We do not seek war. We do not seek nation building. So now going to a scripture. No, wait, let me. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. They got their swords out while saying, we come in peace.
Do not seek regime change, and we don't want to be the world's policeman. We don't want to be. We're not afraid of boots on the ground.
We're not afraid of boots on the ground. So now he's contradicting what he just said right there. We're not about war and stuff like that. Let me repeat it for you, since maybe you missed it.
We do not seek war.
War. That's boots on the ground is war. But anyway.
Do not seek nation building. We do not.
Nation building. He doesn't want that neither. He says we don't want that, right? We don't seek that.
Seek regime change.
They don't want regime change.
And we don't want to be the world's policeman. We don't want to be.
That guy's funny here, this guy.
We're not afraid of boots on the ground. We have to rebuild their whole infrastructure.
Now they're gonna see. He just said we don't want to build, but now they're going to build.
Structure. We are going to run the country.
That's regime change.
We're going to have a presence in Venezuela as it pertains to oil. We're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground. We need total access.
We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground. You can't make this up, man. This guy, that's why I like this guy, because he's a real good devil. Like he... Yeah. Anyway, Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, because they can. And they covet fields and take them by violence. They want that oil, man. You know, that's why I think that they want Greenland, because they found something. They have something that you call the harp, where, and it's not just the harp, but if I'm correct, it was the harp. So what they can do is they can use let me see. No. Okay, so it says right here that non-invasive imagining of underground structure. So basically what the harp can do is important for the detection of hidden... Wait, let me... Wait. Okay, hidden tunnels and hazards and... Oh, this is repeated again. Cannot manipulate the weather, whatever, dude. You gotta watch out with these snake tongue devils, though. Wait, I mean, this is why you shouldn't look for these type of sensitive type information on YouTube. Because look, I typed this in on here. Look here, and the first thing I start getting are YouTube videos. But when you go on Google itself, you are not. Look, I'm gonna do it again. This one here, and then this one here. See, you will you're not gonna get videos, because they're going to try and divert you away from the information that's out there. That's what Google is doing on purpose, but it's not Google. It's the people that are programming Google. That's why you have people that say, "See, AI says that." I'm looking at you like, really? That's just the caucus person saying that. When people say like, when people say, "See, even AI says that the chariots are black or whatever and stuff like that." I'm looking at you like, man, should somebody tell him? Should somebody tell him? It's an Edomite that made a software. So anything it tells you, it's what Esau is telling you. Or that is found on the website in order for that software to find it, to be able to tell you. Why don't you shut that thing off from the internet and then ask it a question? Yeah, but people are not going to get that. But anyway, let me go on. The harp thing, but that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is that... seats? No, not the metal detector. I know. Damn it, man! I should have really wrote that thing down. There is a... I don't think this is it. Discover how satellites detect gold deposits using advanced imagery and AI. And that's not what I'm looking for, because this was before the AI so-called well, the government has been using stuff behind the scene anyway, so yeah. But they do have gold metal detectors and gold detectors and stuff like that. But they have it on a large scale to where, let me just tell you what it is. What the guy said. I can't find the video. I don't know where the video is, and I do see it in front of me right now. Like the guy talking. He said the U.S. military has a device that they can shoot beams in the air, on invisible beams, as frequencies, and then direct it then toward a specific spot, area actually, and then they can detect if that place of that area has gold, silver, oil, anything you can imagine it has. So let's say the frequency when it bounces like radio waves from a look here. Look, radio waves from a bat. And if you understand Esau, you will see that a lot of things he has off of animals, helicopter and stuff like that. It looks like a bumblebee. No, it's not a bumblebee. It's a dragonfly. Yeah. But okay, check this out. This is what the guy explained. So let's say the frequency of a butterfly is their frequency is 1B, right? So when this bat, when he shoots it, look, this is the bat sonar, the yellow, and then the purple, the purple thing, different shade of purple, is then therefore the returning waves. Okay, so he shoots his beam. Let's say his beam is 0 all the time, right? Or no, 0. And then when he shoots his A beam, and then it bounces off of this creature right here, and then it comes back, and then it will come back as 1B. And then he will know, oh, it's a butterfly, right? But if he shoots his 0, which is just 0, if he shoots his 0 and let's say he catches a fish, okay, then the thing will bounce, and then it bounces back, and then it is, for example, and this time let's say it's fish, because some bats actually do grab fishes. They do grab fishes. You can watch documentaries on that. I've seen it myself. So, and then it bounces back and it says 2B. So now the whatever. I'll just focus on 2B. So now the bat will know, oh, it's fishes, so I can eat that. So same thing with what Esau does. He has beams in these different type of satellites and all that type of stuff. and other things too. And then he shoots those things on the land, and then he gets a sound wave thing back, and then it would tell him, for example, let's say gold is, I don't know, C3. So he gets the C3 number back, and oh, there's gold there. Or, you know, he might get silver, and then it's, I don't know, C4. Then he gets that. Then he knows, like, oh, and, you know, oil and stuff like that. Let's say oil is C5. So he shoots his beam to the ground, on the ground, and then it bounces back. And the mannerisms and the frequency of that bouncing back would tell him what is there. And he got that from the bats, because the Most High gave him that technology and all that there. But anyway, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So I don't know what's in Greenland, but I think it's something. But it, according to them, it's also a strategic place to let him talk. Let me go. Let him go.
We're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground. We need total access. We need access to the oil.
Micah chapter 2. Let me see here. I don't need this. Okay. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. And houses they covet also, and take them away from people. For example, in Maui, also in California, but in Maui they wanted land, and then something happened, and now they got the land. Right. They do this all over the place. I don't need to say Native Americans. I don't need to say Greenland. They're going to tell you what happened to Greenland. They came there and they took it. You know, they coveted it. You know, because there's something there that they want, or else they wouldn't bother. Even then, they're devils. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Didn't they oppress you in your own house, talking about you can't leave? And if you are on the street after 9 o'clock, you're going to get a fine, 300 euros on up, 390 euros and up. That was in the time of the 2020 thing, you know, the Windows 19 thing. Yeah. That's just one form of it, because they oppress you with many other things, by the way. Look, I'm going to give you an example of a fact of another form of oppression. Look, if you have a girl, right? And you're normal on money. You and your girl normal on money. But I'm wealthy. No, not me. But somebody else is wealthy. Like another man is wealthy, right? Cool cat. So now he start, you know, funding, giving your girl money. Your girl coming home with packs and packs of dough stacked up. He buying a car for you, everything. You know, he buying car, jewelry, and all that type of stuff. He buys even a house and pays for the house too. You know, so now she got everything, right? A lot of things. Ain't you gonna get mad at me? You're gonna get mad at her for accepting it, but you're gonna get mad at me for doing that, because I know that you in a relationship. I don't care. I just pay. Well, not me. I'm just, what am I doing? You know that you know that guy is in a that guy knows that you are in a relationship with your girl. But let me finish it up. That's what the government is doing. The government is in your relationship. He's giving your girl money. He's giving your girl housing. He's giving your girl a lot of things, so that your girl is now looking at you like, I don't actually need you. I can be independent. No, you're not. You're dependent on him. Anybody that says that they're independent is one of the dumbest people up on the planet Earth, because even big business, right? Even big, wow. IELTS. Even big business company executive people, you know, those guys that make the so-called big business deals and stuff like that, even they need other people. Where do you think that they get these products from? You don't think that he relied on somebody else in order for him to get that product toward here so that he can sell it to you? But the owner of this store is a big time. He doesn't work. He just makes business deals and stuff like that. He used to work, of course. But now he's too big, so now he does work on a different type of level, which is making deals and making sure that things are done, funding things, making sure that the things what he uses to get these items have oil and all these, so that he can drive it around with the car and stuff like that. Business deals. So you understand that part. But the point is, any woman or man, even man, that says that he's independent, you don't have this. You're not independent, fucker. You are depending on these farmers to get the food into the places where you buy it, whether it be supermarket or whatever market, whatever type of place. Just normal market. For example, these ones, these are just normal markets where you have vegetables and all that, their fruit and all. This is not a supermarket. This is just a normal market where the fruit is actually more fresh and better than the one that look very beautiful and fancy in the stores. Those are the ones that are behind a cover of plastic and stuff like that. But not all. So I'm not saying that. And this is Europe, by the way, so it's not it's not that bad. In the supermarket, it's not that bad compared to other countries I've seen. It's like, I'm not buying that. Anyway, so you always depend on another person. Even though you are a billionaire, you still depend on a person to build your house. Who do you think built these houses? Do you think it's the millionaire himself? Or does he need normal people working in order for him to have a fancy pool and to have a house worth, it's not that worth. It didn't cost that much to make this money. It didn't cost that much money to make this house. It looked like a Lego house or whatever. But anyway, it didn't cost this much. Maybe it cost like 10 million or something like that. But if you go to a different country, then it would have cost you maybe, this thing would have cost you maybe what? 500,000 or something like that. 500,000 to make this house. Why? Because in different countries, boy, your money stretches long, especially if you have euros, pounds, or dollars. It doesn't cost that much to make this. It doesn't cost 45 million, I'll tell you that. They're making profit upon that, but that's another story. It's just like buying large bulk stuff. You're not gonna, maybe you buy it in for $1 and then you sell it for $7 a piece or whatever, $5 a piece or $10 a piece. It depends, man, So they buy these things cheap, but they steal it too from different countries. But that's another story. So you're not independent. But the woman that thinks she's independent, you're a joke. But that's what the Edomite is doing. He's coming in your relationship and then giving your girl money. And now your girl, she looking at you like, I don't need you, I'm independent. Anyway, that's what Esau's doing. That's how he oppresses a man. And this is not just in Windows 19 during that time, the lockdown and stuff like that. This is what he has been doing since the 1970s. He's been doing it around that time. But anyway, that's a whole nother different topic I'm going into. Let me just focus on this one. So sorry about that. They oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, by giving your girl money is a form of oppression. Like I just gave you the example, but I gave you in a one-on-one base. But the government is doing this with nearly every woman in America, nearly every one of them, to a certain degree. Even the ones that are not on this so-called welfare thing, right? Even the ones loose from that. So actually everyone, because the government is he's sticking his nose in your relationship, and therefore he's oppressing you in a form in your house by making it to where you cannot rule your household. But anyway. But now let me focus on these countries that he's oppressing. He's oppressing these countries within their own stolen fair and square borders. Let me go further.
In other words, we'll be selling oil.
They will be selling oil. They're going to take the oil from Venezuela and then sell it.
There are going to be Americans alive today because he shut down a narco-terrorist state called Venezuela. This is a good thing.
They're lying to you, but anyway. They're the biggest drug dealers upon the planet Earth. If you watch this movie called... They brought the coke in. They brought it in. In this movie, you can see it. It's talked about. That they are the ones that... Here, let me see. Here, so it says here, Kill the Messenger 2014. CIA's role in the 1980s in getting crack cocaine to the black part of LA to get money and weapons to the Contra-insurgents in Nicaragua, because at that time the government didn't fund the money like that, because the government wasn't 100% ruled over by Amalek and their money scheming situations. That's why you have Nixon talking about on here. Nixon speaks about Jews. That's why you have them talking shit here. Nixon tapes reveal remarks about you, but I'll leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Of course, they hate Jakes, but he speaks about these Amalekites, talking about you can't let they call it offensive, but he speaks about you can't let these sons of bitches in, because once they get in, they're gonna take over stuff, and we're not having that. Basically, he didn't really want it, but he fears them. He's afraid of them because he knows that, hey, these people are very conniving, cunning, and stuff like that. So anyway, I'll put these links in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And yeah, so they are the ones that then, with that money that they took from all these drug dealers, because they slapped them around, took their money, just like that's why you have this guy, Free Ray Ricky. How much money was he making? How much millions was he making in a week? 3 million a day. So he was making 3 million a day, right? Where did money go? Where did money go? So 1 million a day. Eventually it became the 3 million. You know, so certain days are good, certain days are bad. But at his peak, he had like a point of 2 to 3 million. What? Now it's a week. What the fuck is going on? I remember him saying like 900 million empire and all that. Okay, so but where's the money, motherfucker? Where's the money? See, they allowed him to do all that and stuff like that. 12 million, 2 point. I don't know. Maybe because of inflation. Because if you document the time that he had this money back then, and then you translate it into now, it might went into these type of numbers and stuff like that. £1,000 a week. Oh, see, it is true. I have had days where I've made 3 million. Okay, so that's it. So 1 million, 2 million a day, 3 million, and stuff like that. You know, like I said, it goes up and down. Not every day you're going to have, you know, a good day and stuff like that. You know, well, I'm not talking about the coke. I'm talking about every regular normal day. You know, not every day is a good day for anyone in existence upon the planet Earth. Everyone has bad days. Everyone has good days. But anyways, that's loose from the cocaine thing. But the point is, where's the money? They slapped them and robbed them from their money, man. You know, which, hey, whatever, man. You know, whatever. They got the money now. You think they burned it? Really? You think they burned it? This is drug money and blood money. We're honorable white people. We're not gonna stand for this. Yeah, right, whatever.
Not a bad thing.
And the oil companies are going to go in and rebuild their system.
He just said that they're not going to rebuild countries, but here he says that they're going to be rebuild this system. The oil companies are going to go in and they're going to rebuild this system. Yeah, he's lying to you. This guy's funny.
What?
Okay, future on.
System.
Shit, I didn't want this again. Come on. I didn't stop. I didn't pay attention.
Going to demand that Delcy Rodriguez let opposition figures return or free any political prisoners? We haven't gotten to that yet. Right now, what we want to do is fix up the...
He didn't want to free the people that this so-called Maduro, he didn't, that he locked up, that were against him. He's not talking about that right now. He's thinking about...
fix up the country.
He's thinking about fixing up the oil, fixing up the country, according to his standards.
Bathroom. You have steel, you have minerals, right?
You have steel, something that you devils really love, but put an A in front of it or behind it or something like that. But, well, in front of the other E. Well, behind it, you could say, I should say. It's both of them, in front of it or... Well, it's just behind the first E. Steal, thievery. That's what they do. The thief coming not but this, the rape, rob, murder. To steal, to be a demon. And this guy... he has a real proud face, boy, I'm telling you. I want him to start that war. Go on, Trump.
All the critical minerals. They have
all the critical minerals.
Have a great mining history that's gone rusty.
Mining gold and silver and all these other type of mineral resources are gone there. And then he said it's rusty now because they're doing nothing with it. So we look as the American eagles, vultures that we are. They ain't goddamn eagles. They're vultures. As the vultures that they are, circling the dead. You know? Well, they're to them, you're dead.
So rusty.
Sorry.
So rusty.
Let me repeat it. Sorry.
You have steel, you have minerals, right? All the critical minerals. They have a great mining history that's gone rusty. So steel, aluminum, minerals. These motherfuckers are going full conquistador.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're doing their nature, man. They're doing their nature. Yeah.
Spoken with the oil companies going into Venezuela.
I have.
Speak to them before the operation took place.
Yes.
You maybe tip them off. No.
Before and after.
He already talked to the oil people before he went into the war and after he got done. Well, that little fight was not a war, but it's still a war. It's still a form of war, you know.
And this is a very strong way to support democracy.
Nothing greater than an American president who liberates people.
Liberated them from a strong...
Here comes the snake tongue, because now they're going to say liberate and all that. But this is snake tongue devil nation. And then you have that clown Negro that said it in the beginning. She is just a part of the game. Don't get surprised when you have clown house Negroes working with them. That has been happening since like more than 3,000 years ago. It was always house Negroes working with other nations in order to bring down the nation of Jacob.
Young man who's been holding by force and intimidation this country hostage.
We're not about nation building.
The president doesn't want his natural resources. We don't want their oil.
He just fucked up because he said it himself multiple times that he does want the oil. But the reason I'm putting this in this video is to show you the snake tongue race, the race of snake people. You know, they say something here, they say something, they say with the same mouth, they say something there, but it's a different one. But sometimes it's the same person. It's just, you can't, look, you can trust them if you want to. Go ahead, put your hand on fire. They've been burning your dumbass for the past, well, now in this day and age, for the past 400 years, they've been burning your dumbass. You know, they've been burning you left and right. What does a house Negro actually get after doing all that tap dancing? What did you get? Did you get land? Did you get anything? Did you get anything from that other than self-satisfaction? But it's not that you don't even have, because you're not satisfied with yourself. That's why you look in the mirror and hate your guts. You hate your own guts. And that's the beauty of a person that's a house Negro, because eventually they're actually suffering. So I look at it as, look, I want to smoke your ass for all the thousands of years that your kind has been mocking within mine. But anyway, the fun part to know of all that, since we can't physically get them, not yet, they've been running amok for a few thousand years. But since we can't physically get them, you should be somewhat satisfied to the fact that they are hurting within themselves. Every day they wake up, they gotta be they gotta be them. That's one beautiful way to look at it.
And guess what? This ain't a one-off.
No, it isn't. They've been you Edomites been doing this for a few hundred thousands of years, going back to the Greek and the Roman Empire, man. Been backstabbing, stealing, lying, just doing madness, man. But anyway,
Colombia is very sick too.
Colombia. Now they're talking about Colombia being sick. Ooh, that's a threat right there. You know, and coming from this guy. Oh,
Run by a sick man.
Run by a sick man. Okay, what you gonna charge him for?
Who likes making cocaine and stuff.
Oh, dope again. Wow, so everybody's a dope dealer down there in South America. At first it was weapons of mass destruction. Now it's dope. Ain't you the motherfucker that put dope in the so-called black community and only in theirs? In the crack, they then don't call it a epidemic or whatever. I think they call it a pandemic, but not a which one is the one that's bigger? I think Pan. Yeah, the Pan-Africanism. Okay, they called it the epidemic instead of a pandemic, something like that. Basically, they called it a small thing instead of a big thing. It was a fucking big thing, but hey, whatever. They see different because those eyes that they have are different from ours. They see different. They see the Edomite nation. They see a man can be a woman, and a woman can be a man. Now, if you have their goggles on, you know, you got the blue eyes now, then you can see it too. But if you have the look, all nations on the planet Earth, normal motherfuckers, not some goddamn mutant or some albino tigers and stuff like that. Here you go. What I mean with albino tigers. The albino tiger eye color. Yeah, not you. You. Not you mutants. Not you mutated creatures. Every normal person upon the planet Earth has dark brown eyes or a form of brown up in their eyes and stuff like that. And only the mutated ones have silver. They have silver type of eyes, green, all these other color, all these other motherfuckers, you know. And you have dark people that have it too. But like I said, you're mutated. So that's what it is. It's mutant. It's mutiny. No, not mutiny. Mutiny is when there's two captains on the ship and then the one wants to be the top guy. That's mutiny. But anyway, I just made fun of that word because it's funny. Mutiny. Yeah.
Into the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long. But by the way,
and he's not going to be doing it very long because Colombia, you're next. Okay, but I have a few scriptures before I end this video. I have a few scriptures that covers all that because he is who he says that he is, and the alliance is going to be broken with America. Sorry, with the rest of the other Edomite nations. That's Europe. The alliance with Europe. That's what I've made a mistake with America. Going on.
We have to do something with Mexico. We
have to do something with Mexico too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool cat. So now Columbus is on the. Sorry. Colombia is on the map and his radar, I should say, and also Mexico is on his radar.
Need Greenland, Cuba.
That's the third one. Cuba is the fourth. So we need Greenland. We want Cuba.
Is ready to fall.
Is ready to fall. You know what I'm saying? Because they want that. They want that. You know?
Yes.
Yes. You see that devil? Let me replay that shit again.
By the way, you have to do something with Mexico. We need Greenland. Cuba is ready to fall. Yes.
That the word?
Because we can. Worse?
Because we can. Because I just read that scripture for you. It says right here, Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them. Woe means destruction and sorrow. So destruction and sorrow unto them. They're going to cry. They're going to cry real good. To them that devise iniquity. And devise is a plan. Plan. That plan iniquity. Oh, just bring up some dope charges. But that shouldn't that mean that you should take down the CIA for what they did? Because nobody got charged for the dope. The only one that died in that time was actually the dope, the journalist. What's his name? Gary. And it's funny what they wrote. Okay, it says here he died by suicide, right? Okay, so he died by suicide. Huh. So how did he die? Death. Okay. So it says right here that he shot himself in the right ear. He shot himself with a revolver of 38, which he placed near his right head. The first shot went through his face. Okay. And exited his left cheek. Okay, the first shot. Why? What do you mean first? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? The coroner's staff concluded that the second shot hit an artery. Wow. So he got shot 2 times to the head. Wow. That's kind of funny. Okay. It's possible. Right. Then you have another one, which was the Clinton aide guy, which was found. This guy, he was. Google ran out of words. There's no information about this guy. Really. This is the story. So now, and there are 2 stories about this one on the same website. Funny as hell. So now it says here. Let me see. Shotgun discovered. Clinton aide. New York Post. Okay. So you have 2. They ran out of words. Then no more, not really enough information. I guess they can't really. Okay. So this one is 1. I think this one is 1, and this one is the other. So this one was released on 22 February 2023, and this was released a day after. So now I'm gonna read the one from the day before, which is this one. Published on February 2023. February 22, 2023. And this is February 23, 2023. Okay. Death of shot Clinton aide with Epstein ties found dead, tied to a tree. Ruled suicide. So he tied himself to a tree. And then he killed himself. But how did he do that? Well, it says here, despite no gun at scene. So there was no gun at scene, but it says right here, despite there being no sign of a weapon near the body. Let me see. Look, I'm just showing you which race you're dealing with. I'm just showing you, okay? So I already know this. And I'm not going to somebody needs to get arrested. I'm not with that shit, man. I'm not with, they need to be arrested. I have different things in my head what needs to happen. Micah chapter 5, verse 7. How about that? I'm not looking for justice from these people. Are you stupid? Only a dumbass would look for justice from them. Toward them. Well, toward them, yeah. But from them, no. So it says 1 Corinthians 6:1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? You want to go to the unjust people for justice? Right. That's like going to Jeffrey Epstein and leaving your kids there for 6 months because you're gonna go to on a vacation and stuff like that. You need to take time off from your kids. Then you drop them off there at Jeffrey's place. Or one of his associates, which their names are not going to be named. Just call them all Edomites. The whole race. How about that? Fuck it. I'm going to put you all in it too. Since if you can't beat it, no, it's not. If you can't beat it, join it. If you, what's the other one? He that is not with me is against me, so. Fuck them all. But anyway, so it says right here, almost 1 year after Middleton's death, a police report obtained. It took a year to get it. Anyway, by the outlet this week, revealed that the Little Rock businessman was discovered with a gunshot wound to the chest and an extended cord tying his neck to a tree. A gunshot wound to the chest. There was no weapon in sight. Okay. Now going to the article this is February 22, 2023. February 23, 2023. Okay, now I'm gonna say it again. A shotgun was discovered near the body, but it says right here that there was no gun in sight. And then the next day, and you know why they have 2 articles and they keep it up? To show the other people that are thinking about snitching, like, look, What the fuck are you gonna do about it? We're letting the whole world see this. Just to let you know and to put the message out there, nobody's gonna come and save you. Nobody's gonna stop us from doing the things that we do to you. Just like how you had this guy, Jeffrey. Another Jeffrey. Brad Street. He had a cure for autism. He died. He died. He's fucking paranoid. But anyway, he had this cure for autism, and he cured his own son with that thing, because he was blaming the, should I say it? No. Let me not say it. He was blaming the government. I'll just say, yeah, I got an example that they can't refute because it's already admitted by the devil. So they can't say like, hey, it's conspiracy, and we're gonna flag this video for medical misinformation, because that's what they will do, But anyway, this one, what did they do? They injected the Israelites of America and also Guatemala, and what happened to them? They got fucked. They got fucked over by trusting the devil, rolling up your sleeves and let these violent, uncivilized beasts from the caves inject you with something that you have no understanding of. Yeah, that's gonna hurt you in the long run, but what blood? Bad blood, that's what they gave you. That's what they created. And they only show you like these guys. Yo, they went around giving thousands of people, but they say 400. You believe the devil once more again? Really? They say 400, but how many were there in Guatemala? How many do they say? They say it was like 1,000 or something. Fuck your apology, man. They've been, hey, but you know what? You can accept it if you want to. You can do that, because they did do it. Bill Clinton did it. Here in Guatemala, they say about 1,300. It's always a round number. It's never nothing else. It's always a round number with these devils. And you believe, okay, whatever, let me go on. Anyway, the point is, I think it's clear. He was found dead, and they all of a sudden a gun was found. Man, ties to Epstein, he's dead. Anyway, man, he probably wanted to talk, or he saw something that they knew was like, nah, this guy can't live. That's what they're doing. Gary got shot 2 times in the head because he broke that story out. And if you want to watch the story about Gary Webb that told on them, you need to watch this movie. This movie is based on a true story. And you know what the funny thing is? This shows you who a woman is, yeah? The woman left him because he was doing too much. Oh yeah, this one too. The one from Brad, Jeffrey, where did I put it? Did I click it away? I clicked it away. His woman left him. Why? Because he was working too much. Right. Documentary. There's a documentary about him. This one. Mystery at Chimney Rock. I think I can... It's on YouTube somewhere. Let me see. You can... And then he had a new wife. But if you watch this documentary, you would notice that his wife is a CIA agent, man, that came in his life and stuff like that. Because that's how you seduce. Look, you might think I'm on a... You shut the fuck up. You don't know what the word conspiracy means. It means conspiring with another person in order to do the plan or scheme that you have planned already. They sent a woman to him, make him fall in love, and then when he died, the wife was right there, by the way. That's crazy. And then second, they said that he called his wife and told his wife, I'm gonna kill myself here in the middle of some kind of freaking nowhere, and then in the waters. And then he shot himself 2 times in the chest. That's the funny part. 2 times in the chest, not one, not two, but 2 times in the chest. That's funny as hell. Anyway, And his wife was there. Why would he call his wife in order for her to witness him shooting himself in the chest? Anyway, there's a documentary on it. No, this is not it. So, wait, Mystery at Chimney Rock. Maybe I'm gonna find it on. And then he got himself a new wife, and the children of the man wanted to do